Good morning, good afternoon. It is Weather United here, and welcome back to another video. This is my first video, by the way, uploading on Weather United, and I'm glad I am able to do it here on the tropics. In today's video, though, we're taking a look and discussing on Tropical Storm Fiona on September the 15th, 2022, as this is now a threat to the northern Leeward Islands. But if you're new to the YouTube channel and you absolutely desperately like the content, the work that I put into these videos, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification icon, and sharing this video with your family and friends on social media, because the more shares we get, the more this video gets out there in the algorithm, and the likely it is gonna get pushed through YouTube's recommendation system. So if you could help me out by doing that, that would be great. So here's a look at the detailed IR satellite imagery on Tropical Storm Fiona, as we're gonna be discussing about. We can see very explosive deep convection that continues over the system with -70 to -80 degrees Celsius cloud tops, which indicate that the cloud tops are really cold. We have all that deep convection that's going on, a lot of energy, a lot of momentum going upward, and we even have a lot of lightning strikes, which indicates that Fiona is fighting a lot of this westerly shear that we see here on satellite coming in out of the westerly direction, hitting it on the western side. Now, here's a look at our global forecasting system, or known as the GFS model, one of our global computer models that we're using in this video, and it really outlines where our tropical storm Fiona is currently located, where it will be more than likely in the next, say, 6 to 12 hours on the approach to the northern Leeward Islands. As you can see here, here's Puerto Rico, here's the US Virgin, British Virgin Islands, here is Antigua, Anguilla, as well as some of the other islands here like Dominica, Martinique, as well as St. Kitts and Nevis. That's where our system is in relation to those islands. Those are formerly known as the Northern Leewards. So going forward, by Saturday morning, the GFS model still thinks it's going to be here with some deep convection well to the east of the system, as we can take note here with all the red and the center of circulation that is just to the west of the deep convection. So the system is going to struggle to intensify at least in the next 60 hours, so no significant strengthening is anticipated. But look at this, by the time we go into day 3, by Saturday evening into the overnight hours of Saturday to Sunday, system really gains steam. So by the time it approaches or gets on top of Puerto Rico on September the 18th, it really intensifies. Look at this, 985 millibars. So we're continuing with a powerful tropical storm here potentially on the GFS, and then by day 5, we have a 970 millibar potential hurricane. It is not explicitly shown on the National Hurricane Center because, again, there is a lot of leg room of uncertainty here as far as how strong Fiona could actually get. But by, say, Wednesday into Thursday, it really intensifies here at 944 millibars. That is way different if we look at the European model or the ECMWF forecast. Let's play this through. So it approaches these islands as early as Friday afternoon. So a lot, certainly slower, or yeah, certainly faster on the European than the GFS model. So quite the difference here. And it looks like still we're looking at a Friday system over, if you're on Martinique, if you are on Guadeloupe Island, if you're on some of these northern Leeward Islands, that's when we'll expect some heavy rain, strong winds, maybe some squally weather, passing to the south here of Puerto Rico in about 3 days. So by Saturday afternoon, the 17th of September, you can be expecting to see some heavy rain, strong winds, some inclement weather, and then, of course, going over the Dominican Republic by day 5 with some moderate to heavy rainfall, and then thereafter it is going to be moving into the Bahamas throughout the early part to the middle of next week, bringing another threat for more rain and gusty winds on those islands. And then it turns out to sea, according to the European model. But if we look at the last run, it is certainly a lot slower. So there is, again, quite a bit of uncertainty in regards to where will Fiona be in 10 days? How strong will it be? We just don't know. But all we know is wherever it is in 5 days could influence where it goes beyond that time frame of what is here noted here on the European model. Taking a look at the National Hurricane Center, quite similar to the European model actually, with tropical storm warnings that are already on these islands. This again includes some of the British Virgin Islands, Antigua, as well as Anguilla, including for even Guadeloupe Island, under tropical storm watches and warnings at this time. And again, this arrives into your area by Friday night, right with what that ECMWF model indicates, and then moving over Puerto Rico by Sunday morning as a tropical storm. But take note, we do not expect this to become a hurricane for right now. Maybe it becomes a hurricane over here, and it does not become one over here, which is very likely given how much shear there actually is over the system. But regardless, there will be some impacts, and it looks to be a little more significant given now that Fiona has winds up to 50 miles an hour as of the 11 o'clock advisory, with winds that are also quite impressive surrounding the entire system, and it is moving to the west at 14 miles an hour. So therefore, tropical storm conditions are expected in portions of the Leeward Islands within the warning area by Friday evening. Tropical storm conditions are possible in portions of the Leeward Islands within the watch area by Friday night. Heavy rains from Fiona will reach the northern Leeward Islands by Friday afternoon, spreading to the British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico by Saturday and Sunday morning, and reaching the eastern Hispaniola area by Sunday. This rainfall may produce flash flooding and urban flooding, along with isolated mudslides in of the higher terrain area. So again, very important that we look at this. Fiona is also expected, once again, to move near the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Hispaniola this weekend and early next week, and watches will likely be issued for some of those areas later today. So again, key messages can be found on the National Hurricane Center website for more on that. Tropical storm force wind probabilities are anywhere between 40 to 60% on some of the Leeward Islands, with a 30 to 40% chance for tropical storm force winds on the big island of Puerto Rico in the next 3 to 5 days. The Dominican Republic and some of the Bahama Islands, there is a 10 to 30% chance for tropical storm force winds that could occur within the next 5 days. These chances will go up as confidence does increase. Well, that is going to sum it up for today's video. If you did enjoy the content, I do ask really nicely that you all do please subscribe to the channel, share this video with your family and friends so we can get it out there, get this to as many viewers as we can. Because again, at the end of the day, we're here to warn the public about a disaster that could be headed your way on the Leeward Islands, such as Tropical Storm Fiona. And also make sure you ring the bell icon or enable all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos that I do have for you all. It really means a lot, everyone. This is one of my first times running a YouTube channel, and I'm glad to be here doing it for you all today. I will have another upload and update on Tropical Storm Fiona this evening, so stay tuned if you haven't already subscribed.